It is currently the 14th of October and I am starting to crochet my Christmas gifts, which I think is honestly perfect timing to begin this process because I don't want to be overwhelmed. This time last year I crocheted my partner a sweater and my mum a cardigan, and both experiences were extremely overwhelming and honestly quite stressful as well to kind of get it done by a certain date. There's one thing about me, I hate working to a deadline, and this is no different. So I figured I will give myself literally like 2 months to get my gifts crocheted on time and without any stress. And by the time this comes out, it's going to probably be close to or after Christmas, but I'd like to think that people also started crocheting their gifts around this time. So I'm just, you know, putting it out there. Whether this is going to be a nice and non-stressful experience, I could not tell you, but I live in hope, and logic-wise, if I'm starting now, it should be fine. So let us pray. I will be crocheting my mum a Christmas gift and my sister a Christmas gift. We typically do Christmas not on Christmas Day, like we do our Christmas celebrations not on the day. God, I said Christmas so many times in that sentence, but that's the plan. So I technically have less time to crochet my mum's and my little sister's gift. I am making a start now and I should be fine and it should be okay because I'm not working on any other projects. I'm just working on the gift 1 and then gift 2. I've started with my mum's because ideally I want to make her a shawl, and all the kind of crochet patterns and tutorials that I've found for crochet shawls are all in the kind of triangular formation, and my mum just doesn't wear shawls like that. Like, she wears the kind of really long rectangular ones that are almost like double up as a scarf as well if you want to, and then she kind of just wraps it around herself. If you've ever seen an Indian woman wear a shawl, that's how she wears a shawl. But I figured that this would also double up as a really nice lap blanket for her as well. So here is kind of where I'm at so far. I'm using this really beautiful stitch. It's working up really nicely. It's this lovely kind of fluffy yarn with this like glitteriness speckled through, and yeah, this is my update number 1, and I will keep you guys posted on how it goes. I've been working on this for, I want to say maybe about 4 or 5 days, and I feel like I've got pretty far with it. I've actually made a pretty significant dent. This is kind of where I'm at so far. I have used up 1 skein of yarn already. So here is where I got to with my first skein of yarn. So it's a 300 gram skein, no, 150 grams, yeah, 150 gram skein. So the actual yarn has stretched pretty far, which is quite nice. And this is the close-up of the stitch that I'm doing. I believe it's called the berry stitch, but it's really nice. It is just a bunch of single crochet, so it is taking me a relatively long time to work it up, but I do also think I managed to get quite a bit of it done in like a short space of time. But yeah, here is the shawl, and obviously this is kind of the width, so it'll be like she wraps this part around herself because I did want it to be wide so it covers like basically her entire torso, and then she can wrap the rest around her and then kind of throw it over her shoulder. So this is going really well. The yarn that I'm using is the Rico Creative Fluffily DK, and it is a mixture of cotton, acrylic, wool and polyester, and it's kind of got this like little fuzzy kind of vibe to it, and it's got little flecks of glitter in there, and it's like this really lovely smoky kind of dusky pink. I think it's going really well. I think this yarn is really nice, and my mum's gonna really like it. My mum is a bit like she's a bit bougie, let's say. So as much as I don't think she'd mind if I made her something out of acrylic, like I know that she would prefer a fiber that's gonna you know, stand the test of time. And I do think this fibre is lovely. It's really soft, it's got that kind of like fluffy aspect to it, but without being like fuzzy and like shedding, you know. And I think the stitch I've chosen for her is really nice. I think it's going to keep her warm, and it's a really beautiful colour. I love the little sparkle aspect. My mum loves a little bit of glitter, so I think that's going to look really good for her as well. But yeah, I mean it's just a big rectangle, do you know what I mean? So I don't really have much to update other than the length of it. In terms of the actual yarn that I got, I did just get 2 skeins of this, so I got a total of 300 grams, and although the first skein did get me relatively far, like I've only kind of just started the second skein, so the first skein was about here, So one skein does get you a lot, but I do want it to be quite big. So I think I'm probably going to need a 3rd skein, which is totally fine. It's still in stock, I can order it. And then it means that obviously I have more than enough, and then I can do a border around the outside, because I always forget about doing a border when it comes to like a blanket or a scarf or something like that. Not that you need to, but I think it does just kind of like add a really nice finishing touch. But yeah, that is basically where I'm at with my mum's Christmas gift, and I think it's going really, really well so far. It's still October. It's the 20th of October, so I still have plenty of time. It's going well. It's going well. Okay, here's a little update on how I'm getting on with my mum's shawl. I have done a fair bit of length, and I have used 2 skeins of yarn, and each skein is 150 grams. So this is 300 grams so far, and it's a pretty decent length, and I'm quite happy with the width that I chose as well. It's not super, super long, but it's long enough that it will kind of cover quite a lot of my mum's torso, because my mum is shorter than me. But it's going really well. The stitch is working up really nicely. I just need to add more length to it. So I did end up buying a 3rd skein of yarn, because kind of partway through I did clock that like I'm gonna need another one. So I'm hoping that 3 skeins is gonna be enough. I'm also hoping that I'm gonna have enough yarn to do like a little kind of just a very basic border around the edges, just to kind of neaten it up, because I don't want to do anything too like fancy. I don't think I want to do like scalloped edges or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna do like a plain single crochet border all the way around. So hopefully I'll have enough yarn to also do the border, because by that point it will be quite long, so it will need more yarn than I think it will need. But it's going really, really well. I really love how this stitch is working up. I think it looks so nice, and I think my mum's gonna really like it. I'm really looking forward to getting this done. Okay, so I made quite a significant amount of progress on my mum's shawl. It is very, very long now. I don't even think I can get it all in frame. Let me get the yarn so I don't unravel my stitches. But yeah, it's very, very long. This is how long it is. I did kind of like wrap it around myself, and like I do think, because this is how much yarn I have left of this skein, so I'm very nearly at the end, and I basically was crocheting and crocheting and crocheting this yesterday, and then it kind of got to a point where I was like, obviously I knew I was nearing the end of this skein, so I like wrapped it around myself, and I was like, I'm not sure if this yarn is going to be enough, especially that I want to do like a little border around the edge, and I really was like, have I like fucked this up? You know when you're doing a project and you're just like, did I even do this right? So part of me was like, did I maybe make it too wide, or should I shorten it? Should I just like frog the whole thing and maybe shorten it? And then obviously that yarn will kind of be able to go a bit longer if it's not as wide. And then I was like, maybe I should just like not make her a shawl and make her something else. And then I was like, maybe I can buy another skein of yarn. But then I was like, well, the last time that I bought the additional skein of yarn, there was only 1 skein left, so I hadn't actually checked to see if they'd had the same yarn and colour and shade lot and all of that in stock. So I was kind of like umming and ahhing. So I did that thing where I was like, I'm not sure. So I just kind of like left it in my bedroom for a little while and then worked on something else, because I sometimes, I don't know, I feel like when that happens, like I just need to kind of be separate from the project, because otherwise I'll do something that I might potentially regret, you know. So I was like very much on the brink of just like frogging the whole thing and starting over, and maybe like not even doing a shawl and crocheting something else. But then I was like, no, this is a good width. So I basically, the way I kind of like talked myself off of the frogging ledge was that I have a shawl that my mum has like an identical one, and I basically put this against it, and I was like, the width of it, the shawl that I have is actually long longer. So this is slightly shorter, although it does kind of cover your whole torso, but lengthwise, like, it's not actually that near to the shawl that me and my mum both own. So I was like, I know that when my mum wears a shawl, she's wearing it for warmth rather than for like fashion. Obviously ideally like she would want it to look nice, but she's wearing it for warmth first, so she needs it to be long enough that it's going to be obviously long enough that it's covering her torso, so it covers her chest and her body, but then also lengthwise long enough that she can really kind of wrap it around herself and get kind of snugly in the shawl, because that is the purpose of why my mum wears shawls, you know. Because part of me is like, oh, it's getting really long, you know, like maybe it's going to be too long, or maybe it's going to be like too cumbersome or whatever. But I am like, well, when I compare it to a shawl that I know she likes wearing, I've still got a way to go. So I bit the bullet. I just ordered another skein of yarn, which is a bit annoying because obviously I could have just ordered it when I ordered the other one, so I feel like a bit, I hate that, I hate it so much, like having to order like one little bit of yarn every time I realise that I don't have enough. But yeah, so I just bit the bullet. It's very annoying, but I did it. I was really brave. I just ordered the yarn. Hopefully it'll be here kind of like beginning of the next week, whenever. I'm not too fussed about when it arrives, but it only took me maybe about 2 days to kind of work through this skein of yarn that I had, and obviously I've still got a little bit left, so I can imagine when the yarn actually arrives it's not going to take me a huge amount of time to actually get this finished and then obviously do the border. But yeah, I was really like, you know, like I was just doing that thing where I was like, I was looking at the project for so long and I was thinking about it for so long. I was really just like overthinking it, and I was getting in my head about it. So I'm really glad that I like took a step back, because I could have very easily just frogged this whole thing, which would have been a real shame, because I think if I did, I would have been like, oh shit, I made a mistake, you know. So yeah, that's kind of mentally my update, and also like, you know, literally how the project is going. But yeah, it's going well, other than my little minor, I don't know, snafu, whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's going well. I think my mum is really gonna like it. I think once I kind of like compared it against a shawl that I know she likes the fit of, or I know she kind of like comfortably wears, I was like, oh okay, we're good. And I think obviously because I'm crocheting, I'm like, wow, this is getting so long. Like every time I turn it, I'm like, fucking hell, it's so long. And when I'm like holding it up, I'm like, oh my god, it's so long, that I think like, I'm like, wow, if it's not long enough now, when is it going to be long enough? Or like maybe I've made it too long, or maybe I've not done it right, you know. So I'm glad I kind of talked myself off of frogging it, because yeah, I would have been really upset. But yeah, other than that, it's going good. I'm gonna keep on cracking. I'm gonna like finish this skein of yarn hopefully today, or maybe like this weekend, and then once the new skein arrives, then I can carry on working on it. But I do want to kind of get this finished quite soon. It's very annoying also, like I don't know what's wrong with me, but the stitch that I chose is just all single crochet, so I don't know what my fucking problem is, but the whole thing is single crochet. So apparently I'm a glutton for punishment, but here we are. And I'm now thinking about the stitch that I want to do for my sister's like sweater that I also want to crochet her for Christmas. And obviously I'm kind of like not running out of time, but it's the beginning of November now, and I do ideally want to have my sister's sweater done by like the end of November, at the latest. Ideally I want it to be done like middle of November, but I'm trying to think of like what stitch I want to do for her sweater, and I'm thinking like, what's the tallest stitch? You know, that's not like double or treble, that's something like a bit more interesting, you know. I'm like, what is the tallest fun stitch that I can do, because I don't want to be doing another single crochet stitch on my sister's sweater. So I'm at least learning from my current situation. And I also am learning because this time last year when I was doing my Christmas presents, I was using like really fine yarn. Like my mum's cardigan that I made her, I was using a 3mm hook. So again, I don't know what my problem is. So at least this time I was like, okay, let me use like a normal size. This is like a DK weight. My sister's yarn is a DK weight. So at least I've like chosen the right kind of yarn this time. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I'm like this, but here we are. Okay, so I'm about to start my sister's sweater for her Christmas gift. If you're wondering why I have makeup on, it's because I am going to my first ever solo gig to see Griff later this evening in like a couple hours. So I've, you know, got on ready. And I want to take a project with me to crochet on the train because it's like it's probably like a total of an hour, and I might have to like wait around obviously at the gig and for like my trains and stuff coming home. So I wanted like a project to work on that is small, like as in like the project is small. And I haven't finished my mum's shawl yet, but I don't want to carry around a huge shawl because as well there's like a bag size limit at the venue, so I figured this is easily going to fit in my smallish bag. I'm trying to decide at the moment what stitch I want to do. I am toying between, and I think I need to kind of decide what sweater I want to make her. So I'm toying between doing it all vertically and doing I think it's called the camel stitch, doing the camel stitch, which I think would look really nice, and it means it would have some nice stretch to it. Or I'm thinking of doing the Suzette stitch. Now, the reason why I'm kind of debating between the two is because I think the camel stitch is a really good one for after you block something, that it doesn't become quite like, the stitches don't get quite gappy. And I think with this yarn, because it's 100% alpaca, I'm probably going to block it, but the stitches, because I just did like this little swatch of double crochets, the stitches are relatively loose. Like I know I could go down a hook size, but I don't want it to then, I don't want my tension to be too tight and then for it to not have any drape. So that's why I'm thinking if I do the camel stitch, which is all a back loop only stitch, when I do block it, the stitches aren't gonna kind of loosen up, and it won't be as gappy between the stitches, because I think with the Suzette stitch that would still happen. So I'm toying between those two. This is a reminder of what the yarn is. It's the Drops Lima range in shade 9022. It's a really lovely like kind of smoky pink, which is a very my sister color. But yeah, I'm unsure. I might do like a swatch of the Suzette stitch and then a swatch of the camel stitch. Actually, to be fair, I don't think I need to do a swatch of the camel stitch. I think I just kind of need to see how this yarn works up in the Suzette stitch first and then kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm gonna just take like this 150-gram skein and then whatever I work on, and then I'll do the foundation chain at home before I leave, so I know I've got the correct measurement, and then I can just work on this on the train and like when I'm waiting at the gig. But yeah, that's where I'm at with my sister's sweater. Very much not began. So yeah. Also, I'm really looking forward to going to this gig tonight. I literally found out about Griff like maybe a week and a half ago. Like she just popped up, one of her songs just popped up on my FYP on TikTok, and I was like, who is this? And then I became like really obsessed with her, and then found out she was performing, and I was like, is that crazy to just buy a ticket to a gig where I didn't even know the artist existed until like a week ago. But the more I listened to her album, the more I was like, every song is a hit and I will regret not going. And I obviously didn't have like anyone to go with because it was relatively last minute. My partner is ironically at a gig also tonight, but he's at a different gig with a friend. So I was like, I can't even bring my partner with me, but I think it'll be fine. Like you don't really talk to people when you're at a gig, do you know what I mean? So the solo part is not where I'm, because I'm feeling a bit nervous, but the solo part is not where I'm feeling nervous. It's more going to a gig for an artist that I barely know. Like I don't do that. It's also very spontaneous of me to book tickets for a gig like a few days before the actual show. Yeah, I'm a bit, because this is very abnormal for me. This is very abnormal for me, but this is what I'm wearing. Just like a dress with this long sleeve and then long boots, which you cannot see. And then I did my makeup. It was quite nice actually. My makeup's turned out pretty good. But yeah, total side note. Anyway, I'm gonna go, bye. It is the 17th of November and I think I'm gonna finish my mum's shawl today. So I basically have this amount of yarn left, and I have one kind of like row across of finishing the border. I don't think this is going to make it, so I think I need to frog the kind of 3 edges of the border that I've done, frog maybe 2 rows of the actual shawl, and I think that will give me maybe 1 row. I'm not sure, because maybe I'll do 2 rows just to be on the safe side, and then the shawl is done. All I've got to do is weave in the ends, and I will show you a big reveal at the end. But it is going well, it has gone well, and the length it is currently at is exactly what I wanted. So I feel like getting that 4th skein of yarn was a good decision, a good idea, and it's kind of turned out more how I wanted it. I was actually editing part of this video today where I was talking about my sister's sweater and the fact that I wanted to have it done by like end of November. It's 17th of November. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I can tell you this now, it's not gonna happen. It is exactly a week, no, not exactly a week, it's exactly 4 weeks, 4 and a bit weeks until I see my mum and my sister for Christmas. Like I said, that's not going to take me long, maybe like 20 minutes to finish off the border, half an hour maximum. I can kind of do that on my lunch break today, and then it will be my sister's sweater time. So yeah, so I think I have like just over 4 weeks to do my sister's sweater, but in that time I do want to block it and obviously have it like fully dry as well, like fully wet block and then fully dry. So I'm kind of running out of time. I'm not stressed about it though. I'm actually at peace. I think I will be able to get her sweater done on time. I think what my issue was is that I had multiple projects on the go. And if you know me, I am not a multiple whip person at all. I need to focus on one project at a time because nothing's gonna get done otherwise, because I'm too distracted. I am too like, ooh, what about this? Ooh, what about this? Ooh, what about this? That I can't have multiple whips. And for some reason, I've had multiple whips. I had my mum's shawl. I was working on my Uzma Kappa sweater, which if you haven't checked out the vlog for that one, I will link it in the description and you can check it out. But I had my Uzma Kappa sweater. I was doing my partner's mittens and beanie. Again, I have a vlog for that one. If you haven't checked it out, I will put the link in the description. But I was doing those along with the shawl, so I wasn't actually focusing on the gifts. So now I'm going to be just focusing on the sweater, and honestly it probably takes me around about 3 weeks to crochet a sweater for myself, and my sister's size is smaller than mine, so fingers crossed I should be able to get it done in time. But here is kind of how my crocheting went for when I took it to the Griff gig, which was so good, by the way. The Griff show was so fucking good. She is incredible live. If you've never heard of her, please check out her music. Her voice is beautiful. She makes like these really stunning, like kind of melancholic, like poppy, heartbreak kind of songs, but like it's not like Sabrina Carpenter pop. It's like Ray kind of pop. I don't know how to describe her. Her voice is brilliant. Anyway, I digress. This is kind of how much I got done. This is 1 skein of yarn, but I think it's going to work up really nicely. Like I said, this is the first skein of yarn. I obviously have like 14 more to go and a whole sweater to do, so I better get cracking. This is my main focus, crochet wise, for the next obviously 4 weeks, which I think is achievable. I'm not worried about it. I obviously would have preferred to have more of it done by now, but I'm not, it's not a problem, you know. I'm also going on holiday to Prague in I don't know how many weeks. I'm going on holiday to Prague soon-ish. And so I will have like a good few hours on the plane to crochet, and then like in the evenings and stuff, and then on the journey home, the train to the airport, blah blah blah. So I should have enough time. I should. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess. I'll keep you posted. My mom's shawl is done. I've just got to weave in the ends, but it's done. I will show you properly at the end. I did have to frog, so I ended up frogging obviously the border that I'd done, and then 2 rows, and then proceeded to continue doing the border. And I just did a basic single crochet because I wanted something quite simple. My mum is a very no frills kind of person, so just went for a basic simple stitch. But the yarn that I have left, let me show you. This is how much I have left, which is basically how much I had to begin with. So I'm kind of like, did I need to frog anything? Would I have made it? I don't know. Anyway, this is all I've got left. The shawl is done. great news. I did also continue working on my sister's sweater, and her front panel is all done. It's this really beautiful yarn. I love how this is working up, and like I mentioned as well, I am going to be blocking it so it does look a little bit shorter, but I will be blocking the panels individually to kind of match up to a sweater that my mum gave me. I can't remember if I mentioned this, but basically I asked my mum, because my mum and my sister still live together, and I don't live near them, so I asked my mum, I'm gonna make her a sweater for Christmas. Can you send me her measurements, or send me the measurements of a sweater that she, you know, likes the fit of? My mum's like, yeah, sure, I'll post it to you soon. And I was like, okay, me assuming, you know, she's gonna post the measurements in the chat. That's kind of what I assumed, but she actually posted me a sweater that my sister wears, which I think is just mildly, like, I don't know, it was just so funny, because I was just like, this is not what I meant at all, and I felt like she chose the hardest option, you know. But hey, I'm grateful, because that means I have a sweater that I can physically, you know, compare. But I was just like, you didn't need to post me the whole sweater, which I just thought was really funny. She did also send me 2 scratch cards in the post, along with the sweater, and I won £2 off of one of them, so I don't know. Anyway, I have now the sweater that I can compare this to. It's a bit hard because obviously I have to kind of like stretch it in place to kind of guesstimate how it's going to fit when it's blocked. I'm gonna probably block this panel today because this is officially done, and I have a very small start on the back panel, very small start. I've used up, in terms of yarn, I have used 200 grams, so 4 50-gram skeins, and I got her a total of, I believe, 700 grams, so I have 14 50-gram skeins. So that's my progress. I'm probably, like I said, gonna block the panel today, and then I will continue working on this. And yeah, I'm not kind of concerned about getting it done within the timeline that I have before I see my mum and my sister for Christmas. I think I'm gonna have plenty of time, because that was the kind of update of that I showed you was yesterday. So I finished the front panel in less than a day, and then obviously made a start on the back panel. So I'm not particularly worried about getting it done on time. So let's go. Okay, I have around a week to finish my sister's crochet sweater. I've not been working on this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've not been working on this. I went on holiday, and then I went to crochet myself some accessories. If you missed that video, you can go check it out. I will put the description in the, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, I haven't been working on this. I don't know what it is about crocheting stuff for other people that really just, my motivation to crochet just goes down fucking hill. And I was like having this crisis where, well, not crisis, but I was talking to my partner where I was like, I'm just a horrifically selfish person, and the fact that I don't want to, like, I'm actively avoiding doing my hobby or doing this thing in my hobby because it's not for me. And I was like, I'm selfish, I'm the worst person ever. And my partner was like, it's just a different version of your hobby that you don't like, because he skateboards. So he was like, well, if I'm skateboarding myself, then yes, it's fun, but if I'm skateboarding and someone is telling me what to do, or maybe I'm teaching like a skateboarding class or something, he's like, obviously it's not going to be as fun because it's not for me. And I was like, yes, okay, you're right. I'm veering off of the ledge of I'm a selfish person, but whatever. I digress. I have been working on, well, the last thing I did was I was working on the back panel. I'm not worried about the time. I think that's why I've also not picked it up, because I know that I have time to finish it and I have time to block it and for it to dry, blah, blah, blah. But
I just couldn't be able to concentrate. That was my thing, because I went on holiday. I obviously crocheted all of the stuff for my holiday, which was kind of my main focus, because that I was going on holiday and I wanted to use it. And then when I came home, I've just been fucking exhausted. Like, when I came home, we had a really late flight, and then by the time we got home, we were like really tired. I felt kind of a little bit out of it. We obviously had to unpack, and then we went straight to work again, like the Monday after, and it's just been quite busy. And obviously Christmas is actually coming up. Like, I'm seeing my mum, I'm seeing my partner's family, my partner and I do like a Christmas together. So, and then it's my friend's birthday, and like, yeah, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. December is just always like a really, really busy month, but this month in particular feels super, super busy. I think probably because we went on holiday like the first week of December. So it's just kind of like really thrown us off, kind of me and my partner collectively. But yeah, where was I going with this? I don't know. I'm not worried about getting this done on time. So my plan is to just finish this back panel, and the reason why is because I don't want to count. I don't want to count, and I have to count. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna be a big girl. I'm gonna put my big boy pants on, and I'm just gonna count, and I'm gonna finish the back panel, and then I'm just gonna connect it, and then I need to do my nails. So these are my nails, by the way. This is obviously like 3 weeks worth of growth, but they look so fun. Don't judge my cuticles or my paint job. These are the thumbs. Can you see them? Yeah. Don't judge anything, because I'm very, very new to doing my nails at home, so you know, everything can be improved. But hey, at least they're on. This is 3 weeks worth of growth, can you believe? So yeah, I need to do my nails. So that's the plan. I'm gonna finish the back panel, I'm gonna join at the shoulders, and then gonna do my nails. And then once I've done my nails, which sometimes takes like 2 to 4 hours, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But once I do my nails, then I will work on this again, and then it's just the sleeves and the ribbing, which honestly is not going to take me much time at all. So today is Thursday, I think, because Saturday me and my partner are doing stuff, and then we're putting up the Christmas decorations, which I know as well, like, we would usually have our Christmas decorations up, but we just haven't had the time. We have not had the time. So yeah, so this Saturday we're doing stuff, but I'll probably have like the evening. So I think, and then Sunday my partner is actually going to see one of his friends, so I have all day on Sunday to crochet. So I think I will finish this latest by Monday evening, because I work Monday, so I could finish on Monday evening. Latest by Monday evening, but honestly I think probably by Sunday I'll have this finished, and then I can get it blocked and on the blocking mat. Because I don't know if anyone else has this, but whenever I wet block stuff, I feel like it takes fucking ages to dry. Like, and I'm squeezing out that water. I'm usually using maybe like 4 towels to squeeze out all of the water, you know, 4 big towels to really get it dry as possible. But I feel like it just takes so long. Maybe it's my flat or something, and it's quite humid here, I don't fucking know. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop talking now, because I actually need to do this. I'm not worried, okay? I know it seems like I might be worried, but I'm genuinely not, because I am a fast crocheter. I have most of today, you know, and I have the evening today to do my nails, to do the priorities, to do the crocheting, and then I have all day tomorrow, like all day, like tomorrow all day I'm not doing anything, and I can get a lot done in a day. And obviously remember, my sister is a smaller size than me, so this is actually smaller, you know, so I'm not crocheting size for me, which is what I'm used to. So I think that's why I'm like, it's fine, you know. Anyway, I said I was going to stop talking, and then I carried on talking, so I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to actually go do this. Okay, I will check back in with you shortly. Okay, it is a new day. I didn't really do much yesterday, I can't lie to you. I did do my nails though, and it took me 3 hours. So that kind of took up all of my day. Like, by the time I'd finished my nails, I started working on this obviously, and I didn't really have a lot of time to get it done. But anyway, the back panel is finished and now connected to the front panel, and then I've made a star on the sleeves. I am doing the sleeves in the round. I am a bit unsure about the sizing of the sleeve, so I need to just double check the size of the sleeves first. It does look really short, doesn't it? Like, this is my bust, but you know, my sister's a different size than me, she's also shorter than me, and I am blocking it, so I need to remind myself that although it looks short, it's fine. So yeah, that's that's what I'm doing. That's what's on the agenda. Also, here are my nails. I went for like a kind of festive situation, but like I'm not particularly festive, so I went for some colours that I like and then just added these really cute like gold stickers on them. We've got like a little reindeer, Christmas tree, a little present, another little Christmas tree. This is my favourite nail. It's a reindeer and some stars, and then like a little gift, some more reindeers, these like cute little bells and some stars, and then a Christmas tree. But I really like them. They've turned out really good. It took me 3 hours. That's all I'm gonna say. I have definitely gotten better at doing my own nails. Like I think my paint job on my cuticles is a lot better. But yeah, it just takes so long. But that's the price that I pay for literally not paying to get my nails done. So I can deal with it. I think I just need to, like, you know, put it into my timetable, my mind table, a little bit more, because I know it takes so long, you know. But yeah, that's my nails. That's what I'm doing. Okay, we are making progress. I have just finished sleeve number 1 and I've done the ribbing as well. If it looks a bit wonky here, it's because there's a safety pin on the inside to kind of mark where I started decreasing. But it's normal. It is normal. It just looks a bit funky because the safety pin is literally there. So if it looks weird, that's why. Here is a kind of look at how it's going. Like I mentioned, I am blocking it, which I really have to keep reminding myself that I'm blocking it, because this is also the shortest sleeve in the entire world. I think it's like, yeah, you've got a good little while, but I'm blocking it. It's going to stretch. It's alpaca and wool. It's going to stretch when I block it. It's okay. And yeah, so even the panel itself looks really short. I'm not sure if I'm gonna start the second sleeve tonight. So today is Saturday and it's like, I think 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. It's like 8, so I may start the second sleeve tonight. I may not. I'm kind of like where I wanted to be at this point. I'm pretty sure I said on Sunday that I would be starting the second sleeve, or doing the second sleeve on Sunday, and then the neckline ribbing and the bottom ribbing, which won't take me long at all. And then hopefully by kind of Sunday evening I'll be able to have it blocked and then drying for basically the entire week. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not 100% sure if I want to fully wet block it, because I was kind of reading up on like blocking alpaca, because I've never worked with alpaca before or never blocked it, and people were saying that it takes quite a long time to dry. They didn't actually specify, and obviously I think it's going to depend, you know, piece to piece, and obviously like people's locations and where they live and stuff like that. But part of me is a bit apprehensive to fully wet block it for it not to be dry in time. But I do have one of those, you know, there's like heated clothes horses, like the Aeras. I have one of those, so part of me is thinking, even if I block it for like the first, so it'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday all day, so that's 4 full days of it drying. If it's not done by like Thursday evening, I can put it on the like the warmer, which is heated, to kind of dry it. So I'm hoping that that will be fine. I think either way, like I'll decide kind of by the time I finish it whether I want to wet block or like, you know, with a spray bottle or steam block it. But I do really want to wet block it because I want to wash it for her as well, because I know obviously because it's hand washed, like I don't want her to have to wash it before she gets to wear it, sort of thing. I just want to give it to her ready to wear in that sense. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of my thought process at the moment. I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I will start sleeve 2 today, but if not, I have basically all day tomorrow, because I've only, for tonight as well, I've only been crocheting for maybe an hour, maybe, and I finished the second sleeve. So I haven't actually crocheted that much. I've been quite busy today. So tomorrow I've got all day basically, so I reckon I can definitely get the sleeve done and almost definitely get the ribbing done. I might actually do the neckline ribbing today, because starting a new sleeve feels a bit kind of intimidating, so maybe I'll do the neckline ribbing tonight if I get like a second wind, or if I kind of want to crochet something, because that's pretty simple. Because I think as well with the sleeve I've got to concentrate you know, I've got to count the stitches up the side, I've got to count the stitches of the sleeve, so there's a little bit more concentration involved, which, you know, it's a Saturday evening, I'm not sure if I can be bothered. But yes, that is where I'm at. It's going well. I am very much on track and where I wanted to be. Okay, it is Sunday, and yesterday evening I did do the neckline ribbing. I am thinking I might just frog up to here, because you know when you're kind of doing the ribbing on like the decrease area, I didn't kind of do any decreases on the ribbing, so it's kind of got these like flappy bits here. I did it on the top corners, which is totally fine. So yeah, I think I might just frog up to here, which is fine because for some reason I can do ribbing quite quickly, so I don't think this is too much of an issue. And obviously because I'm decreasing, it's actually going to be less rows than when I originally did it. But I will actually get up and show you my progress properly. I just wanted to kind of share what I did yesterday evening. Okay, I have fixed the neckline and I think it's a lot better. It's not got that kind of like gapiness around the sort of corner bit, I guess, of the front of the neckline. And then I have made a start on sleeve number 2. So this was my start. This is how much I've done, and obviously I connected the side as well because I'm doing the sleeves in the round. I am going to take a little lunch break. I say lunch, it's like 3 p.m. but I haven't eaten yet today, which is really bad. Don't be like me. But yeah, so I'm going to eat something and then I am going to watch another film and then carry on with this. I just finished watching We Live in Time, which is the new Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh movie. It was extremely sad. I will not be showing my face for a little while because it did make me cry. So yeah, it was a really great film. There was something about it that I actually didn't enjoy. Like, the story was, you know, what I expected it to be. I think Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh are incredible actors, both of them. They're actually 2 of my favourite people to watch. But there was just something about it. I'm not sure if it's maybe the way the story was told, that I just didn't really vibe with. I think like it could have gotten me a lot more emotionally invested if it wasn't for the way and the kind of timeline of the storytelling. So, but that's just me. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I will check back soon. It feels so sunny today. So here is my update. It is Monday. Okay, so I obviously did not finish it on Sunday, and that is fine. I really am okay with not having it finished by the day that I told myself I would, and that was more of a guesstimate if anything, but I very nearly did finish. Like, this is the ribbing at the bottom and I've only got half of it left to do, so I did the back and then it just got to the point where I think it was like maybe 10 o'clock and I was like, I've got some stuff to do before bed. I don't want to be crocheting this until like midnight or whatever. It's a Sunday evening, I've got work today, so I just didn't want to continue. And I was like, if I continue and I really hammer this out, I'm gonna hurt my hands. And also, if I finished it last night, I would have been like, I want to block it now, so I would have been blocking it like in the early hours of the morning, which I don't want to be doing. But so far it looks amazing. I'm really impressed. Like, the neckline ribbing looks really good, the sleeves look really good, and then the bottom ribbing also looks really nice. I love adding ribbing to a sweater because I just feel like it just ties everything in. It's like it goes from being like a handmade thing to like, this is a whole sweater. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but it's looking really nice and I'm so excited to block it because I am getting so paranoid that I've made it the wrong size, even though I have googled it several times. Alpaca and wool block really nicely. If anything, they stretch out quite a lot. The second thing is that I'm really paranoid about is that it's not going to dry in time. I've kind of found mixed information. Some people are saying that it dries in like 2 days for like a whole sweater. Some people are saying it takes ages to dry, but I have plans in place for either of those options. You know, if it dries quick, great, awesome. I'm obsessed. This is actually like really kind of, I don't know, this feels like really nice and like special, you know, like it just feels really nice. So I am hopefully gonna finish it today, maybe like on my lunch break or this evening. I'll get it blocked and then we're done. I think I always wonder, like, is it better to weave in your ends before blocking or after blocking? Part of me thinks after blocking. Like, I might just tie them so they don't kind of like come really loose, but I think maybe after blocking. Yeah, I think after blocking. But yeah, that's the update. It's going really well. I'm really pleased with it, and this yarn has just been beautiful to work with. It's the Drops Lima, if I haven't mentioned it already. I probably have. It's I think 50% wool and 50% alpaca. Oh sorry, 65% wool, 35% alpaca, so it's actually more sheep wool than anything. It's a lovely colour. It's the colour 9022, beautiful shade. It's such a My Sister colour. I think she's going to be able to implement this into her wardrobe really nicely and very easily as well, and hopefully she likes it.
but I don't fucking like it. No, I'm joking, she will like it. I finished it. It is officially done. I obviously need to weave the ends in and it will be getting blocked very shortly. But I thought I'd just show you what it looks like before I block it. So in terms of kind of the sizing of like how I need to adjust when it comes to blocking this, width wise I don't need to make any adjustments. The width is actually pretty good. I did, ironically, when I was doing the chain measurement, I did shorten it by maybe like 1.5 inches, 2 inches, I think, because I was very unsure about how it would block. So I was like, I don't want to kind of shorten it by too much in case it didn't block well. But you know, I've learnt my lesson now. But yeah, so I don't need to block the width. The height I absolutely need to block. It needs to be considerably longer. The width of the sleeves I also need to block, and then the length of the sleeves I also need to block. So they're the kind of adjustments, I guess, that I will be making to the sizing when I block it. But I am so pleased with how it's turned out. It looks so good. The stitch is beautiful. It looks so nice with the ribbing. I love the yarn. Working with this yarn was really nice. Honestly, this project has been faultless. I've had no issues. I didn't have to buy any more yarn. I, you know, had no problems. I think I have like 100 grams left, maybe just over 100 grams left of this yarn. So I might, maybe if I feel like it, I might make her like a pair of arm warmers or something to go with it, just as like a little extra gift or whatever. I'll see how I feel though, because this has been you know, a task in itself. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how it's gone, and this is the last time you will see it like this, because I'm gonna go block it. So wish me luck. Okay, I'm gonna leave it to soak. You can kind of hear all the bubbles. It's so loud. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it to soak. I just put some detergent in the kind of warm water. I use this detergent. It's from Sainsbury's, I think. I could use wool wash, but this is just more accessible to me. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it to soak, and then I will just kind of prep the towels and stuff that I need to squeeze out all of the water. And I'm gonna, because I have like a big table that I put my blocking mats on, so I don't have to move it around or anything. Yes, I'm gonna prep the table and stuff whilst this soaks. So hopefully it's okay in there. I'm really scared. Okay, it is all pinned in place. I didn't pin it widthwise because the width of it was fine. I have pinned it lengthways, and I have pinned the sleeves to kind of stretch them out, and the width of them as well. And honestly, this process was so fine. It was fine. I don't know what I was worried about. It feels lovely now that it's kind of been washed essentially, and I think the soap has made it feel a little bit nicer. But yeah, absolutely no issues at all. I think if I did kind of like lift it when it was wringing wet, like soaking wet, it would have stretched a lot. But I think because I knew not to do that, I didn't kind of have any problems. And so this is the sweater that my mum sent me. That is my sister's, that fits her. So I kind of just matched the height of it, and I have matched the sleeves and the width of the sleeves, so we are all good. Okay, the shawl is officially finished. I think this has turned out so good. I've woven in all my ends. I did choose not to block it. I have given it a little steam just to kind of like clean it a little bit. But yeah, it's turned out really nice. And this kind of, the way I've put it on is exactly how my mum would wear a shawl. So she very much would kind of
sweep it over her shoulder, and she is a little bit smaller than me, so it will kind of wrap over a bit more. It's also a really good length because my mum is shorter than me as well, so it will kind of cover more of her torso. But this looks so good. It's really warm, it's really cozy, and the stitch is beautiful, the yarn is beautiful. This has been a success, you know, because I was a bit worried about this one. Not worried, worried is probably a bit of a strong word, but I was a bit unsure if the length would work for a shawl and if the width would work for a shawl, because I, as you saw, was maybe gonna frog the whole thing and start again because I was unsure if I made it the right size. But I think it's turned out actually pretty fucking perfect. I'm really impressed, and I think my mom's gonna really like it. Even if she doesn't wear it as a shawl, I think she will definitely utilize it as like a lap blanket, or just something to have like near her desk at work or on the side of the sofa or something. If she's a bit chilly, she can just kind of grab this and just shove it on, basically. I love it. I'm really pleased, and I'm really excited to give it to her. My sister's sweater is officially finished. All the ends have been woven in. It has fully dried from blocking, and this has turned out so good. Blocking has helped it so much. Like, I think obviously I showed the before, but you can kind of see it's a lot longer, it's a lot drapier. Not that there was any issue with the drape before, but it's just, you know, it's just got that like softness to it, especially the fact that it's alpaca and sheep wool. The sleeves have gotten a lot longer and they have gotten wider as well. The blocking has really just turned this from a good project to like a great project. Like, if I saw this in a shop, I'd be like, this is amazing. You know, this looks like it's not handmade, you know. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all of my crochet pieces. I love them. I think I am pretty good at crocheting, but they look crochet, they look handmade, you know. Not that that's a bad thing, but this does not, in my opinion. I'm like, damn, you could find this in a shop. I have actually decided to write a pattern for it, so it's called the Snuggly Bugly sweater because it is just snuggly bugly, you know. And if you do want the pattern, I will put the link in the description. You can get it on Coffee, on Ravelry, and on Etsy. Coffee and Ravelry will be your cheaper options just because Etsy charge a bunch of fees, so I have to put the price up a bit higher on those, I'm afraid. But yeah, so if you want the pattern for the sweater and you want to make your own, here's a little kind of close-up of the stitch and of the ribbing. Obviously it's a bit difficult because it's not on me, but it's just kind of your very standard sweater, and you can obviously adjust the kind of neckline to wherever you want, but it is a kind of round neck, so you can have it lower, you can obviously have it a lot higher, whatever your preference. And the blocking is optional because, like I mentioned, I'm using a wool and alpaca fiber, so you don't have to block it if you're maybe using acrylic or a different fiber and you just don't want to. But yeah, if you'd like the pattern, the link is in the description. But I am so pleased with how this has turned out. I'm really impressed, and now I can just wrap it and give it to my sister. I really hope she likes it, and to be fair, I think she will, because it's a snuggly cozy sweater in a colour that she likes. Like, what's not to like, you know? So fingers crossed. But they are all of my Crochet Christmas gifts completed. I am so pleased with how they have both turned out, and I am so excited to give them to my mum and my sister. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. Let me know what you think of both the shawl and the sweater. If you obviously want the pattern to the sweater, it is linked down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a little like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and of course subscribe to my channel whilst you're here. And you may as well check out some of my recent videos, you know. If you enjoyed this one, you'll probably enjoy the others. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll hopefully see you guys on the next video.